Well, you know the place, you know the drill. Here we are again, dropping off at the airport after a Monday night. And for a Monday night, it started out really good. I had 4 trips back to back right away at the beginning. And then it got a little slow. But I still had, 150 on by midnight, which was okay. And now the morning hours were admittedly slow, but that's okay. I got to watch a couple movies. And now I drop off at the airport and it's only 4:36 in the morning, so I can work another hour and a half. Well, let's say effectively an hour, because it'll take me, 20 minutes to get back into town. So I'm not at all complaining about that. It's going to be good. It's been a good night. And if the rest of the week goes as smooth as tonight went, that'll be just marvelous. Yeah. And it's starting to it's cloudy up there, and hopefully those clouds will burn through. You can see places through the clouds where it's a little bit lighter. And that's okay with me. So, let you know how the rest of the week goes in increments. And there you have it. So what started out as a slow night, okay, at the very beginning I had one short trip, took this family home from Walmart. Then I had one long trip. I took these old veterans from the Broadmead Lodge, which is like an old folks home, to their residences, which were at the other end of town. So I took these old guys for like a $31 fare. And then I think I broke even around midnight, which is okay, But then in the morning hours, I was trying to watch a movie, and I managed to get through it, but I kept getting interrupted and kept getting calls to go pick up people places. And I think it was a new moon or something, because this was just a bizarre night in that I would just connect. I would take one druggie home or take one drunk home, and then I'd get another call right away to take some druggie on a mission to go downtown. And then when I dropped the druggie off, I was going to wait for her to come back. And then these drug dealers got in, and they went way out of town. And, what a morning it's been. So now it's 4:22 in the morning, and I've got well over 200 on. I think I have more than 250 on. And that's a Tuesday night. I didn't see many cabs out here. Just me. And it seems like I'm doing all the business away from downtown. I just connected very well. It's rare that you get a Tuesday that does that. So now I'm going to get back to my favorite part of town and hopefully get to watch a bit of this movie I've been watching. Yeah, not too exciting in terms of stuff that's happened. I've just had a number of fares and I'm tired right now. Tired of driving. Tired of just being here in the car. Well, if nothing happens, you know the story. I'll talk to you later. Or sooner. Well, here we are again. We're at the airport, and I just dropped off, and I just did a fare, and it says $18 on the new meter that we just had installed yesterday. Now, I gotta tell you about this because, I was thinking so far the last 2 days, there was no news to speak of. There was no news. Nothing. It's just, oh yeah, we're doing business and we're making a bit of money and it's going okay, and yeah, that's all. Well, now we have news. Well, apparently the guy on day shift was told over the phone to go to such and such garage and meet up with certain mechanic to have this done, have the meter replaced. So the meter was replaced, but apparently he couldn't just do it right away, or he was sent there to have it adjusted, but the guy didn't know how to do the meter because the meter we used to have was really an antique. It was like from the 70s or something, and there was only one guy in town who could adjust it, or who knew how to adjust it, and that guy who knew how to adjust it was out of town, apparently out of the country. And we had a meter change on the weekend, or we had a 2.8% increase in the meter rate. So instead of making $100, you're making $102.80 for the same amount of distance. So because the meter could not be adjusted, or couldn't be adjusted right away, it was replaced. And now, for some reason, the meter was replaced, but it was not adjusted properly, and that should have been about a $50 fare. In town, the fares were about two-thirds to, or half to two-thirds of what they should have been, and to the airport it was about a third, or maybe just under a third, or just over a third. This should have been about a $46 or $47 fare. $18 even. Yeah. So I'm going to complain big time. And no, this is just not right. Let's do the old racer's line right here. Get through this roundabout bullshit. So you can imagine that tonight I felt good. I felt like working. I felt, positive. And I could have had a $300 night, but it turns out that I had a $200 night. And I only had a $200 night because people tipped me generously. Yeah. Yeah. So now you know this thing has to, and look, they moved the camera that's supposed to record the faces of the passengers, and the thing's already falling off. And you can see just to the right of it, there's a little mounting plate there. That's where it was, but for some reason it was moved above the rear view mirror, and it's already falling off from where it was stuck with adhesive up there onto the windshield. And I don't have my toolbox with me, so I can't unscrew it and screw it onto the old mounting plate. So, yeah. words will be had. I don't particularly feel like washing the car or cleaning the interior at all. I'm just pretty disgusted. I'm gonna book off. Because I don't feel like working for nothing again or anymore. That $18 to the airport. And that's from Knockin Hill, if you know where Knockin Hill is. Yeah, there's your news for today. Hopefully when I come back to work in the evening, this will all have been repaired and set up properly. Because this is fucking bullshit. Talk to you sooner. Now this right here is much more like it. Airport for $50. And the meter has been repaired. Or the meter has been set up properly. There. Vacant. And we go back to town and it's 5 minutes to 4. And it's just perfect timing. I'd say I got 2 more hours to go and I've gone to the airport. I've got a good amount on. I got more than I did all night last night because even though it was a slower night, my meter was operating properly. So they managed to get it. I complained in the morning. I told the owner of the car, hey, you know, I'm not accustomed to working for nothing. And he says, yeah, it's been a total disaster from my end too, and blah, 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 and so on. But tonight I had some good fares before this one. I'd gone to the Western Communities one time, and I had another one that went from Saanich to Esquimalt and back, and I had one that went halfway up the peninsula, up in the direction of the airport earlier on. So I've done okay tonight, even though it was quiet, and I went to sleep about 5 times trying to watch some movie. And I'm still not quite halfway through the damn movie because I always seem to fall asleep at about the same part. So yeah, this was the Thursday night. I don't know if anything exciting is going to happen from now on, but if anything does, I'll let you know. And tell you how the rest of my night went if it's exciting at all. Yeah, let's get around this stupid thing. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. Maybe, or later. Well, here we are. It's 4:47 in the morning. Saturday morning. It is, I believe, the 9th. Is it the 9th? Something like that. The 9th or so of July. And here we are out in Langford again. I just dropped off. I had one all the way from James Bay to Langford. This is the kind of night that was kind of slow to begin, and the trips were short, and nothing really got going until about 9 o'clock. But, I just sat there and was biding my time, and it worked out okay. And here's one for, you know what that is, don't you? That's that Cadillac. That's a little bit closer than what we got before. See, there's that Cadillac. '69 Coupe de Ville. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, it was kind of slow to get going. And then around 9 o'clock, it just mushroomed and exploded. And it got so busy that that we didn't stop. It was crazy busy. It was, we're getting calls that were half an hour, 45 minutes old, calls that were even 10 minutes old or 5 minutes old. People were not there. I had it happen twice that I was sent to a place, and when I gave them the message that there's nobody there, that it's a no load, the computer sent me to the same spot again for another customer who wasn't there. That's how bad it was for a while. And I think it was like that. There were no loads. I had a whole bunch of no loads in between the calls. And by 1:30 in the morning, I already had $300 on. Even with all those no loads. I had 200 by midnight, and by 1:30 I had $300 on. Or was it 2 o'clock? Yeah, it was 2 o'clock. But around 1:30 is when it started to slow down, and it got more relaxed and more sane. And since then, all the customers, I got away with all the customers that I had. So that part was good. So now I'm just heading onto the highway out here in Langford to go back to Victoria. I might as well take that bright light off my head. Yes, it rained. It rained quite a bit. And, well, this last fare was just wonderful. It was like a $40 fare from James Bay out to Langford. And now we're heading back to town with the lights from the street lamps reflecting off the pavement. And it looks great, doesn't it? Anyways, yeah, this was a successful night. Didn't I say, yeah, I've done well. I've done well all week. Even the night where the meter was, like, slow. That was repaired the next shift because I complained. And it got fixed. And everything's working fine now. And it's been another successful week. Almost as good as the last 2 weeks before. So now I got enough money to get my car insurance. I got enough for another month's rent. That's at the end of August. And I can get some whiskey, and I can do my laundry, and I can get some groceries, and everything is pretty good with the world right now. Except it's raining in July, and it doesn't usually rain in July around here. Well, got about an hour to go. So, yeah, I guess I'll cut it off right here. Because, well, there might not be anything else going on for the rest of the morning. Maybe for that hour I'll get to finish watching the movie I started to watch. Yeah, see you next week.